Welcome to the next episode of the Wichita Dinner Table. It's the week of August 5th. We're on episode 2 now. Can't believe the first episode garnered nearly 30,000 views on social. See Annette raise her hands.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure 29,000 of those views came from Annette's fans.
No.
Yeah, 998 from Troy's kids. And then the other 2 from TKG and I.
Yeah. You guys
One for
contribute.
me.
You are valued as well.
Yeah.
Just tease it.
So
No.
we're going to run this back again. Today I'm rocking the Ziggy's Pizza hats. I got quite the collection of local business hats and always looking for more. The plan is to drop these episodes every Wednesday. And I see Troy repping the Blood Orchards hat. We'll get to that here shortly.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
So let's run through the introductions. Back again, we have Emmy Award-winning Annette Lawless, Troy Trussell with Trussell Media and Live Local, and the Kansas Gastronomist. How was everybody's weekend?
Yeah.
TKG's
good.
internet's working.
Yeah.
You
Oh my
guys
gosh.
do anything fun? I know I saw Troy and TKG this weekend.
Over at Peach
Blood
Fest.
Orchard Peach Fest was awesome. Yeah, they
Peach
had.
Fest was
I feel
very
like they
good.
had a good turnout with all the different tastings that the food trucks had. They got clever with the peach, and it was hard picking a winner.
Oh yeah.
What'd y'all think?
They had 9, 10 different. I don't even know how many trucks they had out there, but the food came at us fast. I think I don't even know how many dishes we tried, but my personal favorite, I know the grilled cheese from Bread Sled Cafe 1. That was my number 2 favorite. My favorite though was from No Regrets Vegan Scratch Kitchen. They had like this vegan taco with peaches on it.
Yep.
This ice cream. I don't even know what was in the ice cream. Peaches,
Well, and the
obviously.
taco was vegan, but it was chorizo. You would have never known that it was vegan.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
That was I hadn't figured out what was number 1, number 2, number 3. I figured out my top 3, but no regrets. That was there. And back at Pickle Fest, they did really well too. I remember that, and I don't remember what they made, but I remember that it was in my top 1 or 2 as well. They're putting out some serious food.
Nice.
Yep.
That was
If you've
awesome.
never been to an event, so Blood Orchards, they do all these like food truck festivals and whatnot. The next big one they have will be October 5th. That's Pumpkin Fest. So they invite a lot of the food trucks to come out and do pumpkin themed dishes. And you can also pick out a pumpkin that's grown right there at the orchard.
Yep.
Eddie, can I throw a little plug out for Blood Orchard for people that don't know what that is?
100%.
So like Blood Orchard, that's the last name of the family that owns the orchard. And like I think it's 4th generation now that's out there, but 4 generations ago in the late 1800s, like 1880 something, great grandpa Blood went out, planted some cherry trees, eventually peach and all that other stuff. But for those that haven't been, it's a really cool historical thing.
Yeah, and they have a
That's
microbrewery out there now too.
Yeah, they do like seltzers. Not seltzers. Is it seltzers?
Ciders.
Ciders. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a cool last name. I mean, Blood.
Yeah.
Blood.
Blood.
And if you go in the little shop area, they have like portraits of all like the grandparents and the generations of families that have owned it. It's really cool.
That's really sweet. Very special. Gosh.
Anything else cool happened this weekend? I can't remember what I had for dinner last night, let alone.
Oh, we
what I
did Automobile.
Oh, yes.
Saturday night.
How was that?
That was the first time I've ever been.
Really?
That was busier than I thought it'd be. It was really cool seeing all those cars. I'm not a huge car guy, but seeing like the antiques and it was really cool. Really hot though.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Definitely.
I went out around. Sorry, Annette. I went
you're
out around
cool.
4:00 or 4:30, and man, it was hot. But I did get a little stamp of one of my favorite food bloggers. I don't know if anybody saw that, but got a little. Is it henna? Is that how you say it? A henna stamp? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, you guys can see it. Yeah. How do I get that off, by the way? Because I really, really don't want it there anymore.
You cut your hand off. You just got to cut your hand off.
No idea. Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to wait it out. Okay.
Okay. I also want to welcome. We have a special guest coming up. They are Argentinas Empanadas. They were on they still are on the Great American Food Truck Race. It is Argentinas Empanadas. Today we have Carolina and Chad.
Hello. Hey guys. Thank you
What's
for having
going
us.
on?
So, has everybody caught up on the show for the most part?
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody caught
Oh
up
yeah.
my
live?
gosh. So exciting. So exciting.
What's
No, a lot of drama.
what's been the general reaction from the public here in town?
I think they've embraced it well. We have people come to the truck at compounding rates. You know, it's snowballing. We've seen it reflect in sales, and people just want to stop by and say we made this trip down to XYZ just to see you guys, and so they've been great.
They know that the show it's a reality show and that we worked so hard for it. We didn't sleep during 2 months. So they really just want to show a lot of support.
So, funny story. I ran into Carolina. Gosh, this would have been back in, I don't even know when it was, but she ran into me. She goes, Eddie, I have this opportunity to be on the show, I think, and I don't know if I should take it. And I'm like, 100% you take that. That'd be a great way to highlight the Argentina's empanadas, your food, what you do, and like you don't want to pass this up. Drop whatever you have to do. I mean, if Chad needs to stay back and watch the kid, have him do that. But
Yeah.
I am very glad you guys took it because it's been really fun to watch y'all. Not many, I think, people who are like on reality TV shows from Wichita make it far in those things. I know like Chef Natasha, she won. What show was
She's
that?
Yeah.
I think she's won.
Which one did she
Yeah.
win?
At
Guys
least
Grocery
one.
Games.
The
Yeah,
grocery
Guys
games?
Grocery
Yeah,
Games.
grocery games.
May have won once or twice.
Yeah.
She's been on 3 times, I think.
So
Yeah.
to see you guys, this is now was it semifinals or final 3?
Final
Final
semifinals, final 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
It was a
food
lot of
trucks did
sweat
it
and
start
tears.
with again, guys? Was it 14 or 12?
9. No, 9.
It was 9 trucks.
9 trucks.
Okay. Down
We
to the
started
final
in
3.
Houston, and now we are going to Panama City. So we went through all those cities in the middle, from Houston to Panama City, Florida.
Is there anything that's been like, oh my gosh, like crazy surprising? You're like, I was not expecting this.
No.
I love the South. I personally love the people and the food. So for me, it was a surprise, like in a good way. I love the architecture. I love the traditions there. The Mardi Gras parade was amazing. I'm from Argentina, so I've never seen anything like the Mardi Gras, and it was awesome. I get hit in the face with a lot of necklaces, but it was great.
If you look away for 1 second at that Mardi Gras, you're gonna get smashed in the face by a moon pie or some heavy bead. I mean, these beads aren't just these little delicate beads. These beads are heavy, big beads, and it can leave a mark.
You guys have won the gold medal, the first place, 3 episodes in a row now.
3 episodes in a row. However, there was a secret challenge of finding a coin that advanced another team in front of us. So we in sales, and we did get first 3 weeks in a row, but we technically got bumped to second after that little.
He won that coin.
I think some people have missed it, but I think you guys have the record now so far for the most sales in the show's history.
Wow.
We have the all-time show sales history.
Oh my god!
Yes, I guess
out of 17 seasons.
What do you attribute that to?
Sorry?
What do you attribute that to? Like,
so the first 3 episodes, we were kind of at the bottom, trying to make the brand look good, trying to make our own dough in the food truck. Crazy. Struggling a lot with the other teams and the way that, oh my God, we need to compete. Who are we? Why are we doing this? It's just so hard. And then one day we said, you know what? Stop of this fear. We need to do something. So the 3 of us just get together and said, you know what? We need to redo the strategy. We need to be more confident. We really need to work hard. And and it worked because the next episode we were like top sales. Nobody was expecting that in the show. No, the producers, us, the rest of the teams, nobody saw that coming.
That's way cool. Yeah, I've noticed the last few episodes. I think it's the fishnet lady kept saying, "What is it going to take to be empanadas or Argentina?" Yeah.
We, you know, we had to realize that we were playing a game, and this isn't like real life pop up back in suburban Midwest. This is a sales competition, and you need to find the balance of, you know, putting out good product, but also putting out a lot of product and keeping up with the lines and the efficiency. So every single week we had to keep digging deeper of how can we make this truck more organized? How can we trim the fat every single week? And that's what has portrayed in the last 3 weeks, but it's not showing that side of things. But
Sure.
it got to the point of even removing kitchen utensils that were provided to us that we weren't using anymore. Like, why are we digging through this in this competition? Get them out of here. So we had like 3 things that we were using, and so that sped things up. Putting the food in a different location. I mean, all of it was just, you know, peeling layers back. And
also Paola, she's the seller. Like everybody, you know, the team were 3 people, and everybody had kind of like their duty and the responsibility. And Paola was outside the truck trying to make the clients come to our food truck. And she's the most amazing salesperson in the world.
She was a star on the show.
Like I don't know how she did it, but people just come to her. Some people didn't know what empanadas were. Like when she was screaming empanadas, people heard beef and bananas. So like a lot of people didn't even know what an empanada was in the South, and she was able to explain what it was and sell them. And you have to realize that we were competing with waffles. Like a lot of people knew what a waffle was against an empanada. So
who have children, you know, who want that waffle.
So she really has a lot of credit of, you know, trying to bring people in and make them buy our product.
Real quick, shout out to Palo. Has anybody been to her bakery yet? She's a little pop-ups around town.
It's the Conque Alfajoras. She's been at the farmer's market.
Oh, yeah.
Argentine cookies and pastries.
The alfajor is absolutely delicious. I mean, she's over places like Shop and Grub sometimes. She's all over. She hustles, and she's awesome.
Yes. Amazing.
Carolina, Chad, how can people catch you guys on TV? Do you channel times?
The next the semifinal episode is this Sunday at 7:00 on the Food Network, or you can stream on Max and find us there.
Will you be having a watch party again this Sunday?
Hopping Gnome will be at Hopping Gnome this Sunday, and so we've been rotating it to a couple different spots, and so this week we'll be at Hopping Gnome.
Right. I think if you never also watched the show before, now you can go to the Food Network website and it will give you the previous episode so you can get caught up and watch the show from the beginning.
Yeah, I watch it on YouTube TV. So
or YouTube TV.
Episodes, so you can do that as well. Yeah, and I hope the drama continues because, truth be told, that's my favorite part of the show. Just saying, the drama is fun. I like it.
I use Troy's login to watch on YouTube TV. Totally kidding. How can everybody follow you on?
I like that part of the drama, but I love it. I'm dramatic and I own it, and I love it. Just like I get very serious selling empanadas. I have to cry once in a while, curse at people once in a while. That's fine.
Gotta do what it takes.
We're gonna get Chad and Carolina on the podcast post the season. Once the season's over, wraps up, we'll get you guys back on. Until then, how can they follow you? How can they find out where you're at?
Follow our Facebook and Instagram, Argentinas Empanadas. We post our schedule probably by midweek for the weekends, and that's the best way you can find us there. We're pretty active on social.
All right. Well, Chad, Carolina, thank you for hopping on, and best of luck on the rest of the season.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
All right. So that was Chad and Carolina. Best of luck to them. Let's go on to things going on in the community. First thing, I want to do a little, pay some homage, pay some respect. Some bad things happened last week.
Ty Voth,
firefighter in town, passed away over the weekend. They had all the services this past weekend. Annette, I know you have a family member that was a firefighter.
Yeah, my dad, he was a firefighter he's retired now for 30 years. And so he was assistant fire chief in Wellington. And I feel like whenever you see, I mean, it touches a lot of people, when you see someone pass and, who's been a servant to our community. But I feel like in the firefighter community, it really takes him. Like my mom, I talked to my mom about it like the next day, and she's like, your dad, he's having a hard time, and I'm like, I know, because it's just like, it feels like family, even though you don't know him. But that was just what a thing to hear about, so gosh. Or I think all of us collectively, I think a lot of people's hearts just go out to him and his family. He's actually like Ty, I guess he had worked for Manhattan Fire Department before, and that's where his uncle had worked. So it's certainly something that's just so close to them all. So
I think
touch a lot of communities.
Yeah, you see our heroes, and you don't really realize what they do until something like this happens. Like they really are putting their lives on the line for our safety. So yeah, much respect to their family. And yeah, up next on Monday is the unveiling of the Jackie Robinson statue. As you know, it was an unfortunate incident took place earlier this year where it was taken away, stolen essentially, and then burned down. But the community came out, not just the Wichita community, but like on a national level.
Yeah.
You have like Major League Baseball even coming in and helping out with this, and the statue unveiling's Monday at McAdams Park. So it'll be after this, or it'll be before this episode's released on Wednesday. But has anybody seen? I saw Annette. You posted a video of the statue being transported.
Yeah, and have you all seen it? Like you're like,
I saw it.
Yeah.
I thought it would be like, so some woman had sent me a video clip. She was on the highway driving back to town, and she saw this thing right next to her, and she's like, oh my gosh, that must be the statue, because she saw the plates, and she's like, this has to be it. But it was pretty, I mean, even though it was strapped down, it was exposed to the elements. And I just told her, I'm like, man, they are brave to let this thing kind of, take but I bet you someone had mentioned one of my posts, they were like, well, maybe it's like maybe more fuel efficient to not have a big box surrounding it and all that. But I figured it would be like enclosed in something more protective. But it came back in one piece and it looks beautiful. So
is anybody planning on going to the unveiling ceremony?
I've got it on my calendar. I can't promise I'll be there, but I want to be there.
It's gonna be really, really busy, I bet. I mean,
yeah.
Is it this upcoming Monday on the 12th?
It's the 5th. So we're recording right now. This is Monday around noon when we're recording this, and it's gonna be later at 6:00. So once this episode's released, it'll be unveiled, and we'll have some pictures to add in.
Nice.
Okay. Some restaurants just opened up recently. One of the big ones you may have seen on social, we talked about last week, Q Ramen and T-Bar. It is probably one of the most visually appeasing and appealing restaurants Wichita's seen. The honeycomb-shaped walls. I went with Troy last Thursday or Wednesday. I forgot what day it was. We both had some ramen. I thought it was excellent.
Was good.
I thought the food was really good. It was the level of spiciness was great. The appetizers that we had were delicious. Service was good. The only thing that I'd say that was a little annoying was that honeycomb seat is not comfortable.
Yeah, the wood seating.
Yeah, but I mean, if that's the only complaint, I mean, everything was spot on. Everything.
Maybe they'll end up putting some padding on. What do you think, Eddie? Will they end up putting some padding on it?
I don't know. Maybe it might be BYOS. Bring your own, seating.
Yeah.
Kind of like going to a kid's baseball game, and you got to bring those little chairs to sit on, little padded chairs.
Yeah.
Maybe like that.
Flip up.
Another restaurant that opened up this weekend, it was OK Dog and Egg Toast over in Eastgate Plaza at Kellogg and Rock. I stopped by. The egg toast is like a breakfast sandwich on steroids.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like a pound of egg inside that sandwich. It was probably one of the best dishes I've had in a while. I'm not a big breakfast guy, but this one really hit all my taste buds. I'm gonna go back soon.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw a
really?
few
Well, that's
posts about it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I want to go
then,
try it for sure.
hey, I think you owe me some lunches, TKG. So we can,
You want to go there?
Cash in.
we can go. I'll cash in on one of those, lunches you owe me.
All right, I'm good with that.
All right. And the third restaurant that also opened up this weekend, BBQ Chicken inside Town East. It is like Korean fried chicken, so it's like extra crispy. I stopped by yesterday. It was pretty busy, and the first batch of wings, I think, with it being the first day, they struggled a little bit here and there, but later in the day, they started to like really catch the groove. Chicken was good. Brought some home for the family, and they all enjoyed it. So I think it's another big win for the dining scene.
Yeah, I'm excited to try that one out. And K-Pot's going in right across the hall from there.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to open this fall. I think we're about 2 months out. The last food-related item we're going to talk about, I wasn't there to see it, but Annette and Troy, you guys did a hot sauce challenge.
Oh my gosh.
So you can you can find it on YouTube and Facebook. But oh my gosh, Annette, I suffered with you, girl. I mean, that was, we had a bunch of local sauces, and then we picked one up that's like death something.
It was death. It's still the death in me. Like I'm still like, I felt this thing like days later, and I did too. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So 1 to 10. 1 to 10, 10 being the hottest. How hot was it?
10. Oh, it was definitely 10.
Gosh.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was so bad.
You could feel it like certainly go. And I think I don't think I let much of it touch my mouth. I was like kind of like just swallow it down. But it like you could feel it kind of glisten down there, and then like in your belly, my toes were tingling.
My hands were numb.
I drank several bottled waters. Like I mean, we had to take a break.
I left the whole break in the video. So
you watched it. Isn't milk the key for hot sauces?
Yeah, we didn't have any.
Nothing.
Because I was thinking because we just did it with Jack Stacks Eats not too long ago. Darren and I did, and some of those bottles weren't that hot. But even on this round, some of the bottles that we did with Chris were way hotter. I don't know what it is. But,
was it the same bottles or
yeah.
I mean,
a couple of the same bottles were hotter this time than they were last time, and I don't know.
Do they like get hotter as you open them and they age like wine?
I don't know if air gets in there and does something to it, and we refrigerated them.
Decanting.
I kind of feel like that's how I feel like that. Like if you have sriracha sauce, it'll get deeper and whatever. I feel like it does like give it a spicier sense later. Yeah.
So how can people watch that episode? Oh, go on, EKG.
I was just Annette. Had you done a hot sauce challenge before?
Never. And my husband he's like, well, he was just like, why are you doing this? He's like, this is a terrible idea. And I'm like, oh no, it's fine. I'm like, well, maybe it wasn't terrible. No, it was so much fun. I loved it. Like it was a blast. It was
we had a good time.
Yeah.
My motto is the worst ideas are the best ideas.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
And they make the best memories.
Yeah, my son was there watching it. I'm just like, honey, if I'm dying here, please call 911. Like, we had a witness, so.
He wasn't like crying in the corners like, oh, mommy's hurt right now.
Yeah. No, we're good.
So how can people watch this episode?
It'll be on Facebook, or it is on Facebook and YouTube. You can go check it out there on the Live Local channel.
Awesome. All right. Events coming up around the corner. The first one, Riana Consignment Sale. It is August 11th through the 16th at Century 2. Technically, it also takes place August 8th through the 10th with a ticket that you can purchase at wichita.rialana.com. I'm a huge fan of this. We consign our kids' clothes every year, or this happens twice a year technically. So we do it twice a year, and we go every year buy 80% of our daughter's clothes for the season. And then I know you're big into like.
I love like secondhand anything. I mean, like certainly there's some things that you need to get firsthand, for yourself.
Yeah.
But like I feel like if you want to protect this planet, you've got to go and look at secondhand stuff. And for kids, any parent out there, you know, your kids, there's certain things that they'll wear down to like to the bones. But I mean, for some other things, going getting it secondhand is pretty much brand new. And they're only going to give, I've been to this consignment sale. It's nice stuff.
Oh,
so you'll love it. You'll love it.
When we go drop off our clothes for the consignment sale to sell, they go through each shirt, every pair of pants, the shorts, like one by one, and they make sure they don't have scuffs, stains, and they're in good condition. So it's they do a great job of it. I mean, I think anybody with parents know that your kids are wearing those clothes for maybe 5-6 months and they grow out of it. So if you're buying something brand new for $30-$40, maybe $50, I mean, it's only good for 6 months, and then next thing you know, it's gone. Yeah. So it's we save quite a bit of money at the sale, and it's great. If you go, please buy our daughter's clothes. We have a ton. Also coming up is Margaritas and Mojitos. This is August 9th at Brick and Mortar. It's an event that's been going on for quite some time. It is a competition between restaurants and mixologists where they try to make the best margaritas and mojitos. I'll be judging it. I know TKG's judging it with me.
That's right.
Anybody interested in going can go to festiveict.com to buy the tickets, but this is my second time judging. I know the first time I went, there were about 15 or 16 different margaritas and mojitos we had to try. And I remember at one point, I'm like, maybe we should get an Uber.
Call an Uber. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So we'll be there again, checking it out. It's a great time. I mean, if you love cocktails, they put out some awesome concoctions.
I was planning on having Troy pick me up.
You got it, man. As long as you're buying dinner, I'll come pick you up.
All right. Deal.
Also this week is Tanganyika Wildlife Park's 16th birthday. So to celebrate, they're doing a 16th birthday party from August 7th through the 9th. Admission is just $16. They have activities, experiences, and specials for the 3 days. We were actually just at Tanganyika 2 weeks ago. We had all of our family in town, so all the cousins, and we went to Tanganyika, did the splash pad, walked around, saw the animals. Then the kids complained because it got too hot. So,
of course.
Awesome little place. And then last up on the calendar, Wingapalooza at Interest Bank Arena this Saturday. Multiple restaurants and chefs will be there competing for, I think this is like the best name for a title. It's the Lord of the Wings.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
So, Annette, Troy, I don't know if you guys are winged out yet.
No,
dude,
I've been to Wingapalooza before.
Oh, really?
It's pretty amazing. So I love it. I mean, it went away for a little bit.
Yes,
right?
this is the first time it's back in a while.
So I mean, it's just so good. I mean, and it's not all spicy. I mean, it's a good array of selection. I think people will be genuinely surprised.
This will be my first year going. I love food events, and for some reason, I've always missed out on this one. So I'll be there. I'm going to help judge the event as well. So I got double duties on judging wings and cocktails. Life will be good this weekend.
The tough one, right?
Fun.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We have another special guest. It is Delta the Duck. Let's cut away over to the duck. This week, the water restrictions begin as Wichita is in stage 2 of the drought plan. Today, I have Delta, who is the biggest champion for water conservation. If you're on TikTok, you'll see that Delta is a wildly popular TikTok star now, talking about all things water and how to conserve. So there have been a lot of questions surrounding the plan, and I thought it'd be great to have Delta on here. It's a pleasure to meet you, Delta. Thank you for that. So with all the questions, I thought it'd be great to have you on here and just cover a lot of the lingering things that have been burning, things I've seen on social media, things people have been asking about. So let's just get right into it. So starting August 11th, is it correct that the Wichita City pools are closing? Thanks, Delta. There are certain exemptions such as car washes, which is, for some people think it's crazy because there's like 1 million car washes in Wichita. Is it true, though, that most major car washes in town recycle water and have less water evaporation than pools or splash pads? Interesting. And another thing, food-producing gardens utilizing drip irrigation or hand watering is also exempt. enlightening, Delta. And those with wells are also exempt, but asked to conserve water when possible. Ah, okay. And lastly, how can Wichita help out? From what I'm seeing, residents can help by watering the yard once a week. Is that right? How about 3 days a week? Okay. How about 5 days a week? How about let's go overboard. How about 7 days a week? Well, thanks for hopping on, Delta. It was good chatting with you. And we're back. Also, something that just took place over the weekend, Wichita Wind Surge celebrated their millionth fan. So I don't know how long it's taken them, but they finally reached the millionth fan that came through the door. They got like a jersey. They got a lot of goodies and snacks. It was a pretty cool thing. Congrats to the Wind Surge on that one.
Yeah, that's quite the achievement. That's pretty awesome.
When's the last time y'all been to a Wind Surge game?
I went last season, and let me say, yeah, just real quick, like remember during COVID, I mean, so the first season, it gets canceled. So I mean, I think it's notable. I mean, it's not just cool; it's notable where they're at now, because that could have been a failure. Building that new stadium, COVID, no season. I know the history less than probably Annette for sure. But definitely no more than Troy. But I'm just kidding, Troy. But it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I have not been to a game this year. I probably will. My buddies and I try to catch a couple games a year, but once the weather cools down, I think we'll be back there. I don't do well in the heat, so.
Oh, it's fun. I've been there this summer. I mean, they have a little bit more added to the space. I mean, they have a new, like on the north side of the field. I forget, what pub is added to that? But
Pump
local,
House.
yeah, Pump House, their location. So their spot there. And then I feel like there's a little bit more activity to do, even though it's certainly you want to go and watch a game. But if you have kids that are they need to go and just get their energy out, there's plenty to go and explore. So we usually go a few times at least a summer, but it's been a little bit because it's been so hot. Gosh.
Speaking of the weather, it is supposed to get cool this week. I mean, no more 100-degree days. We're lucky now. The highs are in the 90s, and into the weekend it'll be the upper 80s. So hey, that's a little positive,
That's a good thing.
Before we go into the last segment of the day, we'll do a quick word from our sponsors. Thank you to Stan Fisher Tabletops. You have probably seen the tabletops at restaurants like Emerson Bacon's Old Town, Little Buster's, Travel and Smoke, or Sugar Shane's Cafe. Owners Stan and Crystal Fisher partner with local businesses through tabletop advertising. They are currently partnering with Empire Tacos, Lori's Kitchen, Amy's Pizza Place, and The Grill in Mulvane. If your business is interested in being represented on the tables, give Stan a call at 316-350-6739. And to wrap up the episode, we're going to talk about what's good in Wichita. This is a time where everybody comes in and talks about something cool, heartwarming they may have seen, experienced, or heard about in Wichita. Maybe a place they visited that deserves a shout out, or just someone doing good in the community. Like I said, I'll do the icebreaker. One person I want to shout out. His name is Simon Jimenez. I shared a little bit about him on Facebook. He owns a stand in Plainview at 2787 South Roosevelt Street called Himz Tacos. It's literally a couple blocks from the house I first lived in, and my grandparents lived at as well. Simon owns the place. Amazing, humble guy. He moved to the States years and years ago, worked his tail off to support his family. He still has a day job, and he has a passion for cooking. So he sets up a stand in this neighborhood and sells tacos, quesadillas, elotes on the weekends when he's not working. Just awesome guy. Best elote in Wichita. Some of the best tacos in Wichita. And I can't speak highly enough of the guy. Another fun fact about Himz Tacos. Back in the 80s, the building he operates out of now, my mom used to own a convenience store in that building. So this was probably in the mid to late 80s. My mom would be working a convenience store, and I was just that little kid sitting in the store all day long while my mom ran it. It was just a neighborhood shop that sold groceries. really cool. So every time I go to Himz Tacos, a lot of nostalgia hits me. It's like back in my old stomping grounds. And then having great food helps out as well.
Very cool. Very cool.
Troy?
Oh yeah, so mine's taco related too. I know kids haven't started school yet, and sometimes you just need to get out of the house because there's just too much going on. So I took my kids to Taco Fajita. Posted about it, I think about a week ago. But they got really cheap tacos, and my kids devoured like 2 or 3 things of Mexican rice, that they cook. And it's just a really cheap thing that you can do to get out of the house and feed your kids before school starts. So that was my 2 cents for this week.
They're over at Meridian?
Yeah, Meridian and just south of Kellogg there.
TKG.
I wanted to talk about the Kansas Food Bank's ICT Restaurant Week coming up in September. So for those that don't know, the Kansas Food Bank gets food to shelters, rescue missions, things like that in 85 counties in Kansas. And so come September, and I can't remember the exact dates, but we'll be posting about it more. A few of us already have. There will be different restaurants in Wichita where a percentage of sales for a certain entree, probably created for that week, will go back to the Kansas Food Bank. And so quite a few of us are going to be involved in promoting that and going to those different restaurants and giving support to restaurants that are giving support to the Kansas Food Bank, that are giving support to people that may not have the resources to feed themselves. Pretty cool.
September 22nd through the 28th.
Thank you.
Anytime. Annette, take us home.
Yeah. Oh, sure. One thing that I really love, and I was just reminded of it the other day. So I saw Natasha from the kitchen put a post up about their cake of the month. So they always have something featured. And so they have like a smoke a cake or whatever. Awesome. Whatever. The more important thing, I think, and I don't know if people are really aware of it. So the kitchen and some other restaurants are partnering together, and like for the kitchen, the sales, the proceeds from their cake of the month. And this is, I don't know when they're wrapping it all up, but their proceeds from it will go toward a house that's going to be for Habitat for Humanity. So what happened, Natasha explains it to me, like, local restaurants, they get asked to contribute to things all the time. Gift cards, give this for my business, all these things. And she was like, I really felt the need to have something, if we're going to give, I'd love to see something tangible, And so a lot of them had these several businesses that are participating in this. They wanted to collectively give to something greater, and they thought of nothing better than to a house for Habitat for Humanity. So you could just drive by and be like, that's the house that we helped create. And Habitat for Humanity, for those less aware, it helps people who, facing adversity, who can't afford a home, to be able to go and get a home built by people here in the community, and they also help build it themselves. So it's definitely like a work of love. But I just love that this is just a little slice of cake can go and contribute to something, building eventually someone a home here in our neighborhood. So that's beautiful. But whether you support the kitchen or the other restaurants involved, I'll have to go and ask Natasha to double check all the different places that are a part of that. But I just think that's so cool. So, they're, instead of just throwing out a gift card to help out, a business and their raffle, which is something they do, they wanted to do something bigger. And that's just warms the heart. Love it.
It's called a Service for a Change.
Yeah.
I actually had Jen Ray at the Monarch and Brooke Russell with Brickyard on my podcast a month ago. And there's like a dozen or so restaurants that are trying to raise $100,000 just from restaurant sales, basically, to all go towards that house. So it's really cool. I think Norton's Brewing's involved, Reverie, Coffee Roasters, and a host of others.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll try to get the screenshot and just post on the screen.
Yeah, I love
that's
it.
An awesome
it's
cause.
Just beautiful. So beautiful.
All right. Annette, TKG, Troy, thanks again. Maybe we can get, 30,000 views again. We'll see.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Thank you, Eddie.
And I still need to come up with an ending.
Okay.
That was on my goal for the week, but I failed. So
okay.
I'll come up with a witty ending by next week, I think.
You got this, Eddie.
We'll see. All right, Wichita, sleep well. We'll see you next time.
See ya.